Hi. When I was quite young, I wanted to find a really cheap bachelor apartment where I could live because I was still, having fun with my youth, and loved to shop and go out for dinner and go out and stuff like that. So I didn't want to be able to not afford my rent, and I was renting at the time. So I was looking for a really cheap accommodation to rent. And I went and looked at this one place, which I found in the paper, and it was right in the price range that I could afford. And this guy showed me the apartment. I was with a girlfriend at the time, and we both went and looked at the apartment, and it was horrible. It was a tiny little box with no balcony, and I think you pulled the bed out of the wall. So it was kind of creepy because you just imagine the bed going back in the wall, and gosh knows like how old this apartment was, what was crawling under there. So it was horrible, and I said, this is just horrible. This isn't good. I need something for this price, but this is a horrible place. And I said, do you know of anything else that's just, more livable? And he says, well, we also manage the building next door, but we don't have anything for rent. There's nothing for rent there. And I said, well, do you mind if I just have a look at the building? And he goes, well, we've got one empty suite, but it's already rented, and we've got the check and everything. So I said, well, please, I'd just like to see what else is out there for this price. So he takes us over there. And it's the cutest little thing. It's a bachelor, but it has a little nook area for the bedroom. It just doesn't have like a wall and a door, but it has a really cool wall closet that has drawers and everything, really good organization for clothes. And it's got this cute little sort of 50s kitchen with a pink push button stove, and it's got a little pass-through little bar area. And I just loved it. And not only that, when you went outside, there was a balcony. And the balcony, it was a small apartment, but the balcony was the covered parking. So because you could park your car under it, it was like a huge balcony that went way out, and it went across the width of the apartment. It's still probably one of the biggest balcony that I've ever had in an apartment. And I said, oh, it's so great. I fell in love with the place. And he said, you know what, maybe in a few months or whatever, something will come up. I don't know, but if you want, I'll take your number, but this place is definitely rented. I've got the check. And I said, okay, just, if for some reason the person changes their mind, just give me a call. I gave him my phone number, and I got back in the car and off we went. Now my girlfriend was driving. We were driving in her Jeep, and I was sitting in the passenger seat, and I was just very quiet. And she said to me, what are you thinking about? And I said, I'm just furnishing the place. I'm just thinking of where my bed's going to fit, and my couch, and my TV, and everything. And how I could put a little, a rack of wine glasses up top over the pass-through in the bar area. And she said, you know what, you're crazy. Don't think about it. Like, that place is rented. Like, don't worry about it. There's, there's other places, and, you don't have to move this month. And I said, I know, but I just love the place. It's just so perfect. It's everything that I want. And she said, well, if I were you, I'd just forget about it. And I'm sure, whatever. So anyways, I was just kind of daydreaming about the furniture and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, after that, I just went about my business. The next day, I get a phone call. The guy that rented it phoned and said his check was not going to be cash because he didn't have the funds for the check, and he changed his mind. He didn't think he could live there. And so the guy phoned me and said, it's yours. So that was like a real visualization of me moving in there and moving my furniture in. And I don't know, I just sort of had a habit of doing these things even though people said it wasn't going to work out for me. But anyways, I moved into that place. I loved it when I was young and everything. I mean, it was perfect for me at the time. I had this great balcony. I had a great neighbor, and it was just a great place, and it felt so good, and it worked out so perfectly for me. So visualization, you know what? It's like the waking daydream, or whatever you want to call it, and it worked for me. So I've got more stories to come.